and discuss about the basic commands that we are using, which are related to the component. So this is the software which I'm going to use. This is SolidWorks 2014 version. If anyone, all of you need to practice of this software, you need to download this software or any other 3D modeling software that you already have. So there is no necessity of downloading such any 3D modeling software. In today's session, just I'm going to cover what are the 2D different tools that with the help of which we can create a component. So with respect to this, I'm going to also share my diagram which we have to create. So this is the second time actually. So this is the diagram that we are going to create. Before that, the basic settings which are required while starting the modeling of any object, I am going to start. So this is the interface of SolidWorks software. Uh, these are the different tools with respect to sketching module. And if you want to create any 3D model of any object after completing your sketch, you have to switch to features. If somehow when you're starting your SolidWorks software and if these ribbons are not visible to you, so what you have to do, you have to right click over here and then select any of these modules which are already visible to you. So with the uh, I'm going to click on surface. So you can see that there is another ribbon which was going to be incremented within these all these ribbons. So in such a manner you can increase or decrease or hide or show these different toolbars that are available in SolidWorks. Now, whenever you are going to create any object, first of all, what you have to do, you have to set the unit system of that software in which you are going to work. In current module, we are working in millimeter gram second. So with respect to this, from here, you can change the unit system, which I am right now using mmgs, so millimeter gram second. The default settings of unit system, which is when you are going to start the software, is mks. So while working on this software or in any software, what you have to do, you have to work in mmgs module or mmgs unit system. Okay. So this is one setting that you have to do. Other thing is that whenever you are going to, uh, all of you already study the engineering drawing subject, in which whenever we are going to create any view of any component, there are three planes or different planes that we are discussing. That is top plane. If we are discussing with respect to views, so there are three views of an object. That is top view, right view, and front view. So these are the different views of an object. So with respect to these views, which are going to be created on a plane, so in the same manner, there are three planes which are available with respect to the views. So these planes are front, top, and right. So these are three planes which are available in this software or in any software on which you can work. If you want to show or hide any plane continuously, for that purpose, you have to right click on this plane and then show. When you are going to done this, so the plane is visible to you while working in the software. And if you want to show each and every plane, so what you have to do, you have to right click on each plane and then click show toolbar. Okay. So in such a manner, all the three planes are visible to you. And if you don't want to show these two planes, so what you have to do, you can select these planes and click on hide. So with respect to this, all the planes are hiding right now. In today's session, what I'm going to cover with respect to this module, uh, the different tools which are going to be or which are going to be used for creating any sketch. So with respect to 2D modeling, I'm going to cover today's session. So with respect to this, the sketch module is going to be covered for today lecture. With respect to this drawing, I am going to create and the different tools which are available in the SolidWorks module, I am going to share or with respect to practical, I am going to show you how you can use this toolbar. So if we want, so these are the different tools. The first thing is that you have to need to create any sketch. So after clicking on this module, you got two things. First is a sketch and other is 3D sketch. So if you want to create any sketch in this module, you can select two methods. That is, sketch is working only in 2D plane, that is XY, YZ or ZX. Or if you select this 3D sketch plane, so directly you can use any 2D tool command in SolidWorks in all the axes. So I'm going to show you how this can be done. I am for drawing any component in this module. First of all, you have to select a plane. Okay. So there is no constraint that which plane you select first. As per your criteria, as per your necessity, you can select any plane for drawing purpose. So for that, I'm going to select over here top plane. You have to just right click on that plane and select the sketch module, or you can select over here plane and then click on sketch. So you can see that we are now enter in sketch mode, and automatically the plane is going to be in a parallel view with the user. Okay. So these different tools are activated, which we use while creating any object or any sketch in this module. And you can these tools are available in ribbon also, and you can also add a sidebar which I already added in this toolbar, with the help of which you can directly access these 2D sketch tools. Or another way for selecting these tools with the help of mouse gesture, uh, by clicking your right click and then press move your mouse at any direction, then you can see over here that different tools which are available with the help of this gesture are shown. So these are the different tool shortcuts with the help of which you can select any toolbar. So for selecting any 2D sketch tool, there are three ways. First of all, you can select any toolbar. This is line command. So for selecting this line command, what you have to do, you can directly click on this ribbon, or you can click from this side toolbar, or you can directly right click your mouse and then drag. So with the help of this, you can select the line toolbar. So these are the three ways with the help of which you can select any toolbar which are available on the mouse gesture or on the ribbon. But there is a limitation on mouse ribbon that you can add maximum 8 tools icon with the help of mouse gesture, or minimum 4. So there are limitation of tools in mouse gesture, but with the help of these events, you can select as number of tools which are available in the software. So with the help of this toolbar, what I'm going to show you is this module or this 3D model. So for creating this 3D model, first of all, you need all these dimension which is shown right now. I'm going to zoom it so you got a better view of all these dimensions. So this is the component which is shown over here, and these are the different views. This is the top view, this is the front view, and this is the side view. Okay. So these are the three views which are available with respect to drawing. These three views aid us for creating this component in the software with respect to each and every dimension which we require for creating this component. So the user has to decide that from which side he or she will start for creating the component. You can start creating this component from this side or from other side also. So I'm going to select this base part. So with respect to this, for creating this circular component, what we need to do, we have to use a circle command. And if we want to identify what is the diameter of that circle, so over here you can see that the outer circle diameter is 100 millimeter, and the inner circle diameter is not shown right now. It is around 80 millimeter. What I think, it is not shown over here. Or you can calculate from here also that the vertical length of this is 100 and 100 diameter is there. So with respect to this 15 millimeter from this side and 15 millimeter from this side. So from 100, this 70 millimeter dimension is written over here. So the inner circle diameter is 70 millimeter and the outer circle diameter is 100 millimeter. Okay. So we have to create circles with the help of this circular toolbar. Okay. After that, what we have to do, with respect to that, you can create this 3D module, or you after that what you have to do, you have to do this circular command, and then you have to do this fillet. With the fillet toolbar you can perform all these things. So before that, I'm going to show you these different tools which are available in Sketch. how that toolbar are going to use. After that, I'm going to create this component. Okay. So first of all, I have selected this line command. What you have to do after selecting this line command, you can create these constraints that as sketched, or it may be horizontal, or it may be vertical, or it may be at angle, or you can directly draw with the help of freehand that what constraint you have to provide. So for creating any line, you have to click at anywhere you want, or you can start with your coordinate point. Okay. I use my mouse with left click, so the line is created with the start point, and you can drag at any side, vertical or inclined, whatever you want as per your need. So I'm going to drag over here, and then again left click of the help of mouse. Then I'm going to end with the this command. So if you need to draw this line only, what you have to do, you can select or you can use escape button for exiting this command from this toolbar. So with respect to dimension constraint, how can you give this line dimension? So with the help of smart dimension, you can dimension this line. So for dimensioning, what you have to do, you can use a mouse gesture or you can select this toolbar from your ribbon. So for that purpose, what you have to do, I'm going to use my mouse gesture. So for getting this dimension toolbar in the with the mouse, so what you have to do, you have to press your right button and then drag the mouse, and over here you can see that this dimension toolbar is available. So by dragging your mouse on that toolbar, you get enter with respect to that command. So whatever line you want to dimension, you have to just press left click on the line and it shows the dimension. When you again click, it gives a pop-up for filling the value of this length, value of this line length. So whatever length you required, you can fill. I'm going to fill a value of 65 millimeter. Then press enter. There's one more feature that sometimes you got a drawing from someone else, so it uses another system of units. So if you want to convert that unit in any another unit system, over here you can select that value, uh, whatever you have with respect to the values of that unit system. So with the help of this, you can there is no need to convert all the values which is given in any drawing, which is following any unit other unit system. With the help of this, you can directly fill the value and select that unit system. The line is going to be created in that unit system. Okay. So I'm not going to change this. You can try this at home. So then I'm going to press this tick button. So you can see that the line is of 65 millimeter is created. Okay. Now, if you want to create another line within the same drawing, what you have to do, there are two things which is required, which is available in the line command. One is line, another is central line. If you want to create a line from end to end of workspace, so with the help of the central line, you can do that. You have to just click at any point where you want to click the center line. This may be at the starting end of the line or the end of that line or maybe the midpoint of that line. So I'm going to create this at the starting point of at that line. So you can see that this line is created over here. What is the difference between a line and center line? There are two things that this line, if you are not going to dimension or if you are not going to remove this line from this sketch, this line is not going to be converted into 3D modeling. But if you are going to exit from this sketch, this central line, or whenever you are using this line command and creating another line from the other point, so you can see that when I'm going to click again, so there is a feature of available with this line. When I'm clicking again, that you can convert this line for construction line. So central line and construction line of same type, they only created within that space, but they are not the part of uh, that drawing. So if you are going to create any 3D component, the first constraint which is followed by each and everyone, that the component should be closed. So whenever you are going to create any closed component with the help of these toolbar, there is if you and in that same thing, if you are using the central line or construction line, so that lines are not the part of that closed component. If you are going to leave that as open, they doesn't give problem while converting that 2D sketch into 3D model. So in such a manner, this line command can be uh, applied with the help of these sketches. The other toolbar is a rectangle toolbar. Over here, you can see that there are 5 methods by which you can create these rectangles. So first one is corner rectangle. Sorry, first one is corner rectangle. For this, you have to create or select 2 points of any rectangle. Now after that, you can dimensionize these toolbar. So by clicking over here, you can fill the value from where you want. You can also give a distance from this center point and the starting point of this line. So with the help of dimension toolbar, you can dimension anything as per user need. So you can see that the rectangle shifted with the help of 25 millimeter. And whenever you are going to create any sketch, the most important thing is that whatever object or whatever sketch you have created, it should be constrained, because and for checking that purpose, every line should be shown in black color. Okay, so I'm not dimensioning this line with respect to reference point. So after dimensioning, you can see that this line is kind of changes its color from blue to black. So with respect to this, all lines should be black color, and it shows that the whole rectangle diagram is constrained with respect to each other. What actually it does, that if you want to if you move any drawing or any component or any part drawing within this sketch, so if that sketch is constrained with each and every one, so it doesn't move other component sketch with respect to each other. So this is the main factor why we constrain each side of any object in this sketch module. So this is one type of rectangle that we can create it with the help of this toolbar. Other methods are center rectangle. So if you want to create this rectangle with the help of center, and you know this length of this inclined or diagonal lines or radius of that diagonal line, so with the help of this center and end value of that line can be created. If you are going to create any rectangle that should be inclined at any certain point, and for creating any rectangle, you need to tell the software that the 3 points which is required for creating that rectangle. So first point, that point, and then click the last point. So with the help of this, you can create any rectangle that should be at an angle with respect to reference line. And for giving right now, what the rectangle which I created with the help of this command inclined with the help of this 3 corner point rectangle. If you want to create this line at certain angles, so for that purpose you can create this reference line first, and then with the help of dimension toolbar, what you can do, you can directly click on both lines, and with the help of which you can fill the value, and you can create any rectangle at any angle as your required value. Okay, so you can see that after filling the value of 23.5 millimeter degree angle, the rectangle is inclined at that value. So these are 3 methods with the help of which you can create this rectangle. The second last one is 3 point. So for that purpose, you have to start point, then end point, then in such a manner the center point, the center location of that rectangle, the half width or the radius of that rectangle, and then half length of that rectangle can be clicked, with the help of which we can create this rectangle. And if you want to create any parallelogram type of rectangle, then this is the last method with the help of which you have to first start point, the length of that, and the inclination at any side you want to create it. With the help of dragging your mouse, you can follow the steps for creating this parallelogram type of rectangle. So these are the 5 types of rectangle that we can create it with the help of this sketch toolbar. The first one is this one. Second was center and end point. Third one is first point, second point at the inclination which is required to be created. Fourth one is center point, half width and half length should be clicked with the help of mouse cursor. And last one is parallelogram. So these are 5 methods with the help of which we can create these rectangles. Okay. For deleting any rectangle in your workspace window, what you have to do, you have to click anywhere else, any place in the workspace, and drag your mouse by keeping the left click button pressed, and till that point where you want to select the object, you have to leave over there. So you can see that this rectangle is selected. For deleting purpose, what you have to do, you have to use your delete button from keyboard for that component. So in such a manner, you can delete all these component by selecting with the help of a single window which is created with the help of your left mouse button. So in such a manner, you can delete any object as per your requirement. Okay. Uh, the third toolbar, you can see that is a slot type of toolbar. The we can create this type of diagram with the help of line and cycle toolbar. But for that purpose, you have to use these two tools multiple times. For easiness of user, the software provides this slot command with the help of which you can create slots within the rectangle. So in such a manner, these are the different types of slotting method which is available within the software. That is the straight slot. So for selecting, you have to click over here, left click, and then start point, end point, and the width of that slot you want to create it. Okay. So in such a manner, and if with the help of circle and line, you are going to create it the same thing. What you have to do, you have to first create a circle, two circle as per the requirement, and then again another circle over here of same dimension, and then create lines. Okay, so I'm going to show you one more thing, that when you are going to create two similar circles with the help of this command, if you want to create same radius circle at that distance, so you can provide constraint. So for providing constraint with respect to the dimension of that component or that object, what you can do, you have to select one circle, and then with the help of control button, what you have to do, you have to click on the another circle. Then this left hand pop-up which is showing different relations with respect to between two components. So with respect to equal, when you are clicking, so whatever the first cycle you have to create, you created, with respect to that, the second cycle uh, radius should be equal with respect to first cycle. Okay. So after that, you have to just select line toolbar and then create these lines, and then again line toolbar, and then at last what you have to do, you have to trim these lines. So in such a manner, you will see that with the help of or with the use of four command or four-step manner command, you created this slot. But with the help of slot which is already available in the ribbon, you can directly create these type of slot. So different slots which are available, you can create center and straight slot. So for that purpose, center point and last point which is created, and then drag for width of that slot. So these are the different methods with the help of which you can create these slots: first point, second point, and then center point at what you want to create it. So in such a manner, you can create these different slots with the help of this sketch toolbar. So this is related to sketch. Now we are going to moving to circle command. So there are two methods with the help of which you can create two types of cycle. First one is normally cycles. So for creating cycle, what you have to do, you have to click center and then uh, click again at a certain point for the value of radius of that cycle. So with the help of this, you can create a cycle. The other method with the help of which you can create a cycle, the perimeter cycle. So for that purpose, you have to tell the software the 3 points which is required for creating the cycle. So these are the two ways by which we can create a cycle with respect to the dimension as per our requirement. And if you want to dimension all these components, what you have to do, you have to select this smart dimension command, and by clicking with the single click, left single click, you can fill a value as per your requirement, and the dimension and the object size is going to be modified as per your dimension value. So you can see over here, after filling the value of as my requirement, the dimension is going to be changed. So with the help of smart dimension, what we can do, we can modify all dimension as required as per our need. So in such a manner, we can dimension any component, or we can create all this type of component with the help of this sketch toolbar. Okay, so this is related to circle and slot command. For deleting, what you have to do, you have to just click anywhere in this workspace and create a window, and then leave over there your left click and then delete. You can delete all the your object, whatever you required. Okay, you are, if someone noticed that when we are going to create, sorry, I'm going to create two cycles and show you. what is the difference between when we are going to create a window from left to right or right to left. You can see that when we are going to create a window from left to right, the window color is blue, and when we are moving from right to left, the window color is green. Actually, this method of dragging mouse from the left to right or right to left gives a benefit of selecting a component which is touching at any point, or the other method is that the component should become completely within that window. So for that purpose, I am created this circle. So you see that when I am going to select this or create this window, till the time the complete sketch doesn't comes within that window, the object is not going to be selected. Okay. So you see over here that when I created this window from left to right, when the complete sketch component comes within that window, the object selected. Otherwise, when we are going to create a window from right to left, whenever at any certain point the component comes in contact with that window, the sketch is going to be selected. Actually, it is not working. Now you can see that the difference between that whenever we are going to create a window from right to left, the component comes at any the part of that sketch comes in contact with any rectangle selected completely, or for selecting an inner component, you have to create a window from right to left, and the component should be comes in contact with that complete window. So with the help of this, you can delete any component or select any component for doing other tasks with respect to the sketch toolbar. Okay. Now the next toolbar is arc toolbar. So there are three methods with the help of which you can create different types of arc. This center arc. So for creating an arc, what you have to do, you have to first select the starting center point of that arc, then press at any line which describes the radius of that arc, and then drag your mouse as your requirement, and whatever angle you want to create it, you have to click at over there. So the arc which is going to be created. The second type is related to a arc which is going to be continued with respect to a line. So for that, I'm going to create a line over here, and then leave from this toolbar, and then go into tangent arc. So what you can do whenever you're going to create an arc with respect to this, so the line is the arc is tangent, and as till the time you are not going to exiting the command, the arc which is created continuously as per your need. Okay. The last method of creating an arc, 3-point arc. For creating that, you have to tell the software the 3 points with respect to the diameter of this arc, and for telling the y value, you can click anywhere else as per your need. So with respect to these method, you can create different types of arc for any component. Okay. The next thing is that hexagon or polygon, you can say. Whatever the number of sides you require to create with respect to a polygon, over here you can fill that value that I need to create a pentagon. For that purpose, you have to fill the number of sides over here, 5, and then tell the software the center point of that rectangle, and then as per your requirement, you can expand or drag your mouse for filling the value of diameter. There's one thing that if you want to create a pentagon of certain dimension, so what you can do, you can, with the help of a smart dimension, you can dimensionize that pentagon with respect to inscribed in a circle, which you saw in the Autodesk software. While using that, there are two methods of creating these types of polygon, that inscribed and circumscribed. With respect to inscribed, the circle is going to be created with respect to the polygon and touching the sides, each side of that edge. And whenever the circumscribed type of polygon is going to be created, it touches the edges of these two sides, or the vertex of these two sides. So with respect to that, these are two with the help of which you can create polygon. So here I'm going to create another polygon of same dimension. So with respect to this, you can create these two polygons. One is circumscribed and another is inscribed in a circle. So with respect to that, you can create any type of polygon with respect to different dimensions, or these two methods are available within the software with the help of which you can create any type of polygon. Now I'm going to delete all these sketches which I created for showing you that how this is going to be created. Somehow somehow anyone by mistakenly or somehow the person is drawing in this workspace and he is somehow exiting that workspace or that sketch. So what while editing that sketch, what you can do, you can actually doesn't there is no component saved in that component. That's why there is no another sketch is created. And for that purpose, I'm going to create a sketch. So you can see that if somehow you leave that sketch toolbar, how can you re-edit that component? So for that purpose, you have to right click on that component and then click on edit sketch. So in such a manner, you can edit any component or any sketch as you get quitted by somehow or in any manner. Okay. So these are different tools which I shown you, that with the help of which you can create different components. So this is spline toolbar. There are three methods, but I'm going to tell you only one type, that is spline toolbar. So for that purpose, what I am doing there, just click anywhere you want and then escape button with the help of your keyboard. You can quit or you can exit from that command. So with the help of spline, what you can do, you can create different types of curvaceous component. There's one more thing, that if you want to change the inclination of this spline, so what you have to do, you have to click all these edges. So you can see that with respect to inclination or with respect to angle, you can press that component and drag. So the path or the curve which is going to be changed. So with respect to any points which are created with respect to that component, you can drag or leave that command. So with the help of which you can create different types of curves or different types of curve structure with the help of this polygon command. Okay. Now the next command is ellipse. So these are different types of ellipse that can be created with the help of sketch toolbar. So these are the different tools that we can use for creating any geometry or any sketch with respect to 3D modeling. Uh, so these are different tools that we can use for creating any component. So these are the basic tools that we can use. And now there are few things which is required to be told. The next command is fillet and chamfer. So these two commands, what they do, they actually round the corners of any component or provide a corner chamfer with respect to this chamfer command. So for first, I'm going to select this fillet command. So what it does actually, if I want to create this rectangle corner should be round. So for that purpose, you have to fill the value of that corner and then select this vertex point. So you can see that, and whatever value which you inserted for creating the fillet in that rectangle, it doesn't satisfy the which is going to be which is created with respect to that fillet. So if the value is greater, that fillet is not going to be created. So whenever you are going to create any fillet with respect to any object, you have to check the dimension of that component. So if you are going to create fillet on two sides, you can directly select these vertex. In such a manner you can create these all four corners in a round manner by single click. So you can see that all these corners are filleted right now. The next one is chamfer. So what it does actually, it actually does that distance to distance method or angle distance method. So whenever you are going to create corners or creating a chamfer, it actually takes 10 millimeter from this side and 10 millimeter from this side. So you have to click in such a manner, you can see that the corner part is going to be chamfered with respect to the dimension which we filled as a 10 millimeter from each side. So in such a manner, this chamfer and fillet which is going to be used for creating this corner, a round or a chamfer type. Okay. So these are the different methods with the help of which you can create any component, or different tools or sketch tools that we can use for creating any component. So this is the first ribbon, uh, sketch ribbon, in which these are the tools which we can use for creating these components. This is a point toolbar actually. Whenever we need to create any component and need a reference point for creating that component, so this is a point tool with the help of which we can create this point in space as per our dimension. Okay, so if I need this sketch to be created over here and it should be at a distance of certain value from this coordinate or this rectangle, so with the help of this we can create this star point can create this star. Okay. Other thing is that trim and convert entities. So trim can be two types, trim entities. So for creating trim, I am going to create two rectangles over here. So with this, for which I can show you what is the advantage of using trim while using sketch. So for trim, if you are going to use trim command, there are four methods. That first is power trim. Power trim can be used by clicking the left mouse button and drag anywhere you want to trim. Okay. So in such a manner, you can delete all these extended lines with the help of this toolbar. If you want to create when two edges are extended, I'm going to create two edges. So if you want to create a corner in such a manner, so with the help of trim toolbar, what you can do, you have to switch over here and select these lines. So in such a manner, you can create a corner without deleting the extended part of that line. So in such a manner, these are different types of trim methods that you can practice with your. Uh, Now the other methods or the things are related to this, that you want to create convert entities, offset entities. Convert entity is a very useful feature of this software, or it may be available in other software also. What it does actually, that somehow if you want to copy any whatever which is created over here, if you want to create a copy of all these component or all this sketch in a single click, what you have to do, first of all, we need a data plane for creating these or converting these entities. So what we have to do, we have to go to select the plane first and go to features, then click on reference geometry. Over here you can see over the plane. So with respect to this, we created a datum plane for creating an object, and the distance between these two planes should be 20 millimeter. In such a manner, you can create multiple planes, datum planes with respect to this command, and you can create as per your requirement the different number of planes which you needed. So if you are going to increase the number of values over here, the number of planes which created in such a manner. So at this time, I need only that. I took only one. Now, if I'm going to sketch on this plane, okay, and for creating a plane view or parallel view with the user, what you can do, you can use this toolbar and click normal. So by clicking normal, the plane is going to be parallel with the user. And over here, if you want to copy all these sketch which you created, what you can do, you can create a rectangle. So all these components are selected. Actually, I have to create a left click. Actually, sorry. I have to select each component as required. Okay. What it does actually, or you can directly select the sketch or then click convert entities. Okay. So you see over here, there are two different sketches are created. So with the help of convert entities, what you can do, this is a very good feature of the software, that you can create multiple copies of a complex sketch as per your need and as you want at any plane you require. Okay. So this is the method with the help of which you can create convert entities. Okay. There are few tools left in the sketch module. So the offset entities, what you can do for editing, you have to right click on the sketch panel and then click on entity sketch. Then any plane if you want to require, then you have to create normal. For getting this toolbar with the help of keyboard shortcut, what you have to do, you have to click your spacebar button. With the help of that, you got this pop-up, and with the help of which you can keep a parallel view of a sketch tool, parallel view of a plane with the user. So with the help of this offset entity, what you can do, you can scale down or scale up any enclosed object. So with respect to this 10 millimeter value, I'm going to fill a value of 3 to be done. Then I'm going to select this spline or ellipse. It is going to be scaled at a value which is prescribed in the dimension bar. So with the help of this, a component can be scaled down or scaled up. So if you want to create this ellipse inside manner, so what you have to do, you have to select this toolbar. So with the help of which you can create an inside ellipse of that same ellipse, which is going to be reduced with the value of 3 millimeter. So in such a manner, you can create these offset entities. Now, if you want to create a mirror of any sketch with the help of that, what you have to do, the basic necessity of creating a mirror is that you need a central axis for creating that mirror. So for that purpose, I created a line for measuring that component. So you can select this sketch as per your need you want to mirror. So first, you can select this sketch before selecting the mirror toolbar or after the selecting mirror toolbar. You can use both ways. So for creating the mirror, you need to tell that around which axis this component is going to be mirror. So with respect to this, actually the line toolbar selected. So sorry, this I actually move the plane. I have to select this line and then click on mirror entity. So with respect to this, this command asks you that around which axis you want to mirror. So you have to click over here, or you can see that the line which I selected is already written in this command. Or if you want to do this thing afterwards, so what you can do, you can click in this pop-up window and then select the entity which you want to mirror. Then again, around which axis you want to create a mirror of this component. So you have to select this axis. So you can see that with the help of few clicks, you can copy or you can mirror this sketch with this toolbar. With respect to multiple copies of a component, what you can do, there is a tool which is created over here. I'm going to delete the plane because I don't need this sketch right now. Okay, so for deleting any sketch, you have to just right click on the this parent-child relationship pop-up window. You can delete as per the requirement. Now I'm going to edit this sketch, delete this line, and these all the diagrams which I don't require at this moment. So for telling the other toolbar which is linear sketch pattern or circular sketch pattern, for that purpose I'm going to create a circle over here. So for creating multiple copies of any component or uh, there are two methods with the help of which you can create multiple copies. First one is linear. You have to select this component and fill the value as per requirement. So the distance between two circles is going to be 20, and it is overlapping right now. So I'm going to increase the value with respect to this 30 millimeter. And the multiple copy which is going to be created in this x direction, it is going to be 10. So in such a manner, you can create multiple copies of any sketch component with a few clicks. And if you want to increase this value in other directions, what you have to do, you have to just increase the value by 2. Get the distance between the other side circles are created, and you have to fill a value of 30 meter or the. So in such a manner, you can create multiple copies of any component as per requirement. So you can see that we got a number of cycles as per our requirement. So in the same manner, if you want to create a pattern in circular manner, what you can do, for just you see that all the cycles are removed. So just I undo the last command. For creating the circular pattern, what you can do, you have to select the cycle and then tell the center point where you want to create a copy of that component. Okay. Actually, I need another cycle. So for that, I'm going to edit. So yes, delete this cycle and create a cycle at a certain distance from the center point. So the command is going to be visible more. So for creating a circular pattern, I am going to select this cycle and select this circular sketch pattern command. So now you can see that the center point is required for creating circular pattern. For that purpose, I deleted the cycle from center point and created this circle a certain distance from the center point. So as per requirement, whatever the value required for copy is created with respect to the angle. And if you want to create this pattern at a certain angle, so you can fill over here. So with respect to that, I need these circles within 120 degrees. By filling the value, actually it is doing another thing. Oh, sorry, it's going to be 360. So over here, you can do the constraint part that I need all the circle value such a manner in constraint. the copying command or creating pattern command with respect to this method. So in such a manner, these are the different tools that we cover in today's session. This is all from my side, and at last we are going to create the solid part component which I showed you earlier. So with the help of these toolbar, I'm going to create this, how we are going to create it. Right now I'm going to use these different tools with the help of which we can create this solid part. If anyone had any query regarding the sketch tools, kindly let me know so I can clear, or you can see the recording of this session which is already started at the start of the lecture. So after onwards, what I'm going to do, create this solid part of this component. So for that purpose, a user is the total user has the total command that from which side the it is going to be created. So for that purpose, I'm going to use from the base side. So for this, I'm going to create two circles, which is of as per my need, the cylinder is hollow. So I no need to create two cycles right the moment. So I am going to create a cycle of 100. For that purpose, I am going to select a sketch plane and then use my gesture for creating a cycle. Over here, I'm going to fill the value of 100 millimeter. Cycle is created. And beyond that, there are few cycles which is going to be created at a certain distance, and the value is around 70 millimeter. That purpose I'm going to create another cycle, but the cycle is not going to be used for creating the drawing. So for converting that cycle into construction purpose, and that is not going to be a part of this sketch. So this is the another cycle which I created. The basic use of these type of construction type of cycle is that they no need to they are not the part of that sketch. So I'm going to fill a value of 70 millimeter with respect to this, because there are multiple cycles which are created around that component. This you can see over here. There are cycles created over here. These cycles are around diameter of 12 millimeter, and this may be 6 cycles are created. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to again create a cycle at this point, and the diameter of this cycle is to be 12 millimeter. I'm going to create a circular pattern of this cycle, with the help of which we can first I'm going to select this cycle, then create a circular pattern, this center. The number of components should be 6. Such a manner you can create any cycle or any component at any moment. So whatever things I covered right now is totally sketch part. Now I'm going to show you how we can convert this sketch in a 3D modeling component. So with respect to that, you have to select the sketch first, or you can select afterwards also. So first of all, I select this sketch and then click on extrude boss or base. So with respect to this component is going to be converted into 3D model. The height of this side is to be 15 millimeter. So I'm going to put the value of 15 millimeter over here. Such a manner you can create a component which is uh, created by the user. So in such a manner you can create any 3D component with respect to this. Now the other part is that the cylindrical part, which is of around 50 millimeter. Over here you can see that. So that cycle is going to be created. The other thing is that they no need to create any sketch always from the plane. You can select any surface for creating a sketch. So right over here, I'm going to click on the surface and then click on sketch. Okay. Now use your space button. The view is going to be parallel. Then create a circle with the help of a mouse gesture, and the dimension of that circle should be 50 millimeter. So in such a manner, you can create these cycles. Now if you want to convert this sketch into 3D, what you can do, you have to select the sketch, and for rotating the component within the workspace, what you can do, you can press your scroller within the workspace and then drag the mouse while keeping the scroller pressed, so you can rotate your component. Now select the sketch and click on extrude. Now what is the value of this sketch should be around 70 millimeters. So I feel a value of 70 millimeter. Such a manner you created this component. Okay. The last part which is left over here, this is extended part. So what you can do that we have to create cycles of multiple dimensions. So for that purpose, what we can do, we have to create two cycles, which is to be 10 millimeter and 12.5 millimeter radius, and the center point should be end of this outer cycle. So what we can do, we can create for that purpose, this cycle. There's one more thing. Okay, the 15 millimeter is left from right there. So what is the left part? We have to create this one-sided because in between it is not connected. So we have to create this outer part, and the dimension of this is around 50 millimeter. We have to keep this 50 millimeter and create two circles at this end. So one is 10 millimeter and other is 12.5 millimeter. That's what I am going to do. Sketch, click normal, then create two cycles. And for the fencing, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a center line. The dimension of this line should be 50 millimeters. Actually constrained with the line, that's why it is showing that yellow pop-up, which shows that this line is already dimensioned. So for that purpose, what I'm going to delete this and create a line, center line, a far distance from this. So this may not be constrained. So for giving the dimension, I'm going to give this value of 3, and then I'm going to create two cycles, and we are going to create two cycles. One is 20, another is 12.5, 20 diameter of 25 millimeter, 25 millimeter. Okay, so these two circles are created. And the one mistake which I have done, the inner circle is of 10 mm diameter, not 20. So for editing any value, you have to just double click on that value and then press and enter the defined value. With respect to this part is created, and the width of this part is around 50 millimeters. What we have to create this circle center part, or you can just select this circle, then click on convert entities. So with the help of which you do not need to create such type of component again, and with the help of line command, what we can do, you can connect this line over here. Okay, and this line should be tangent with the help of this constraint command. And if you want to mirror this line, and you see over here, this line is tangent with this circle as constraint, because we already give the tangent constraint and it already has. So we have to part, and for doing the tangent part, what we have to do, this line is touching that part, so we have to move this, or removing the constraint part. What you have to do, you have to select one by one, and then add all these constraints. After that, you can move. Okay, now if I am going to create a mirror of this sketch, what do we need to do? We have to select the component, then mirror entities. For selecting entities, we have to select this, and for mirroring, what we have to do, we have to click over this line. So you can see that the complete mirroring part is completed, and the next part which is left over here, that we have to mirror this whole sketch. Before that, we need to trim this component. For that purpose, I am going to use this power trim, and you can see over here the trim is done. So with the help of this, what we can do, we have to mirror this whole component from one to another side. But before mirroring, what we need to do, we need to create a construction line for mirroring. Now select each part which needs to be mirrored, and click on mirror, and then select the axis. You can see over here that the component is created, and with the help of trim command, you can remove the unnecessary part which is created with the help of this component. Now what we have to do at last, we have to convert this sketch into a 3D. Depth of this is 15 millimeter. Now we can convert this sketch. It is, I think it is open right now. Where? That's why it is not. The sketch may be open from some side, that's why this is not going to be completed. So in such a manner, if you are facing such problems, you need to enclose any sketch which is created right now. So for that purpose, you have to re-edit that sketch. Or one more thing we can do, we can edit that sketch, then create only half part, then the other part, create a line at the center. So the different methodology that a user can be used for creating component as per its requirement. So I think it may be completed after this. Okay, now you can see that it should be of 15 millimeter. So the applied is multiple methods for creating this component. So for mirroring this component, what we need to do, we need a plane first. So first you have to identify around which plane you need to mirror. So around right plane, we have to mirror this component. So for mirroring plane, what we need to do, we have to select this right plane, and the component is created right now. With the help of these different methods, you can create any component as per requirement. So there's no need to go further. With the help of this, you got a better idea that how you can complete a component with the different methods that a user can have. So with this, I'm going to end the today's session. Okay.